Hello and welcome to today's meditation. Please sit comfortably and close your eyes, allowing your body to settle into wherever you're sitting. And let's begin with a few deep breaths, breathing into your belly, feeling your stomach expand, and having the intention of being fully present. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold. Exhale for 4 seconds. Anything that happened earlier today, let it go. Anything that may happen later today, let it go. And feel your stomach expand as we inhale again. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold. And exhale for 4 seconds. And once more. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold. Exhale for 4 seconds. Now just breathe effortlessly without forcing your breath. Simply observe your breath as it naturally flows in and naturally flows out. Today, let's share a few poems by the celebrated American poet Naomi Shihab. Born in St. Louis in 1952 to a Palestinian father and an American mother. Nye gives voice to her experience as an Arab American through poems about heritage and peace. Nye has lived in Ramallah and Jerusalem and currently lives in San Antonio, Texas. Her poems sparkle with transcendent liveliness and warmth. Burning the old year. Letters swallow themselves in seconds. Notes, friends tied to the doorknob. Transparent scarlet paper. Sizzle like moth wings. Marry the air. So much of any year is flammable. Lists of vegetables, partial poems. Orange, swirling flame of days. So little is a stone. Where there was something and suddenly isn't. An absence shouts, celebrates, leaves a space. I begin again with the smallest numbers. Quick dance, shuffle of losses and leaves. Only the things I didn't do crackle after the blazing dies. Amos. The river is famous to the fish. The loud voice is famous to silence, which knew it would inherit the earth before anybody said so. The cat sleeping on the fence is famous to the birds watching him from the birdhouse. The tear is famous, briefly, to the cheek. The idea you carry close to your bosom is famous to your bosom. The boot is famous to the earth, more famous than the dress shoe, which is famous only to floors. The bent photograph is famous to the one who carries it, and not at all famous to the one who is pictured. I want to be famous to shuffling men who smile while crossing streets, sticky children in grocery lines, famous as the one who smiled back. I want to be famous in the way a pulley is famous, or a buttonhole, not because it did anything spectacular, but because it never forgot what it could do. Kindness. Before you know what kindness really is, you must lose things. Feel the future dissolve in a moment like salt in a weakened broth. What you held in your hand, what you counted and carefully saved, all this must go. So you know how desolate the landscape can be between the regions of kindness. How you ride and ride, thinking the bus will never stop. The passengers eating maize and chicken will stare out the window forever. Before you learn the tender gravity of kindness, you must travel where the Indian in a white poncho lies dead by the side of the road. You must see how this could be you, how he too was someone who journeyed through the night with plans and the simple breath that kept him alive. Before you know kindness as the deepest thing inside, you must know sorrow as the other deepest thing. You must wake up with sorrow. You must speak to it till your voice catches the thread of all sorrows and you see the size of the cloth. Then it is only kindness that makes sense anymore. Only kindness that ties your shoes and sends you out into the day to gaze at bread. Only kindness that raises its head from the crowd of the world to say, "It is I you have been looking for," and then goes with you everywhere, like a shadow or a friend. And lastly, so much happiness. It is difficult to know what to do with so much happiness. With sadness, there is something to rub against, a wound to tend with lotion and cloth. When the world falls in around you, you have pieces to pick up, something to hold in your hands, like ticket stubs or change. But happiness floats. It doesn't need you to hold it down. It doesn't need anything. Happiness lands on the roof of the next house singing and disappears when it wants to. You are happy either way. Even the fact that you once lived in a peaceful treehouse and now live over a quarry of noise and dust cannot make you unhappy. Everything has a life of its own. It too could wake up filled with possibilities of coffee cake and ripe peaches, and love even the floor which needs to be swept, the soiled linens and scratched records. Since there is no place large enough to contain so much happiness, you shrug, you raise your hands, and it flows out of you into everything you touch. You are not responsible, you take no credit, as the night sky takes no credit for the moon, but continues to hold it and share it, and in that way, be known. And before we complete our meditation, let's introduce 4 intentions for a wonderful weekend and a wonderful life. As I pronounce each intention, if you like, silently repeat the intention once or twice slowly, releasing the words into the universe. Bringing your awareness to your physical self. Joyful, energetic body. Bringing your awareness to your emotional self. Loving, compassionate heart. Bringing your awareness to your intellectual self. Reflective, alert mind. And bringing your awareness to your spiritual self. Lightness of being. And as you go about your day and your weekend, have the intention and the words of Naomi, Shihab's Nai, to embrace the tender gravity of kindness as we look to others, our loved ones, and the world. And now, if you like, you can bring your palms together and unmute your line as we chant together the Sanskrit word for being, Om.
Om.
Gracefully open your eyes as we greet each other with Namaste.
Om.
Om.
Namaste.
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 Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful.
Namaste. Thank you, Brian. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Brian.